IDS 302, Session B, Summer. How you doing? Let's get this. Wow, Module 5, this is it. It's over. Well, not yet, because you know you have a lot of work to do, right? But here we go. Just a little side note, I'm so happy right now because Thursday night my air conditioning went out. And if you have noticed, Arizona, Phoenix is having record heat wave. So that for us means about 118 here where I am. My air conditioning went out. Thankfully, they brought over a portable unit, but I had them put it in my son's room. I thought I would be the hero and sleep out here like I always do. And once my apartment got to 95, that was about it. Slept on the floor. Yeah, on Thursday night. And Friday, the guy came over and said he fixed it. Hey, we had air until 4 o'clock and it went out again. Oh my God. And so to outdo Thursday, it got to 96 in here. They brought over another portable unit, not as good as the other one. But I knew I didn't sleep. I slept in the bedroom then. But it got 96. It was so hot. They fixed it yesterday. They put a whole new unit in yesterday. So little things taken for granted. Wow, first world problems, and I went way overboard on that. Okay, so I like to start you guys out again with some real life applications of science and research and how we become better consumers of knowledge, which is a big thing because let's face it, not a lot of us are going to go out and continue to do research as we go along, but we're going to be thinking hopefully in terms of some of the research things that we've seen. So one of the things I want to talk about is just on a site, and I'm going to see if I can spin this around without knocking anything over. Um, just an article video I saw, but if you can read this right here, I'm going to tell you this is very good. This is what we mean. Doctor, studies suggest children can transmit coronavirus. What's the biggest word in there? Suggest. Studies suggest. Okay. We stay away from proof, from diet study. Research just builds and builds and builds. Suggests is a huge word that it's a tip off that this is legit because it suggests. It might show tendencies. It might, show trends. But again, they're not saying studies prove children because no, studies suggest. Here's another thing that I want you to look at. I'm going to play this and hopefully it'll work. Okay. I just want to show you this. You should be able to read it. Let me see if I can hit enter and it works. Oh God, let's see.
I don't have any horse in the game one way or the other. I just look at the data.
No politics, just science here.
Dr. Fauci, one of the things you made a comment a while ago with regards to hydroxychloroquine, and I have an article here that quotes the Henry Ford Health System, an extensive study on hydroxychloroquine, and they say that it significantly reduces the death rate of COVID patients. The study was highly analyzed by peer-reviewed, unlike many other studies, and quoting the executive officer said, as doctors and scientists, we looked at the data for insight, and the data here is clear. There was a benefit to using the drug as a treatment for sick and hospitalized patients. And in talking with a lot of older doctors who have been around a while, and I trust their judgment and their use of hydroxychloroquine, they say that the initial studies didn't really use zinc with it, and they say that zinc is an enabler to be able to help hydroxychloroquine actually do its job of going after and reducing deaths in patients. Had a long conversation with a doctor earlier in the week, and he said, yes, as long as zinc is there, it really definitely does work. Without it, it's minimally effective. Would you like to comment on that?
Thank you for the opportunity to comment. The Henry Ford Hospital study that was published was a non-controlled retrospective cohort study that was confounded by a number of issues, including the fact that many of the people who were receiving hydroxychloroquine were also receiving corticosteroids, which we know from another study gives a clear benefit in reducing deaths with advanced disease. So that study is a flawed study, and I think anyone who examines it carefully is that it is not a randomized placebo-controlled trial.
It said
The
it was peer
statement,
reviewed.
it doesn't matter. You can peer review something that's a bad study, but the fact is, it is not a randomized placebo-controlled trial. The point that I think is important, because we all want to keep an open mind, any and all of the randomized placebo-controlled trials, which is the gold standard of determining if something is effective, none of them had shown any efficacy for hydroxychloroquine. Having said that, I will state, when I do see a randomized placebo-controlled trial that looks at any aspect of hydroxychloroquine, either early study, middle study, or late, if that randomized placebo-controlled trial shows efficacy, I would be the first one to admit it and to promote it. But I have not seen yet a randomized placebo-controlled trial that's done that. And in fact, every randomized placebo-controlled trial that has looked at it has shown no efficacy. So I just have to go with the data. I don't have any horse in the game one way or the other. I just look at the data.
Thank you very much.
The gentleman's time has expired.
All right. So I just realized that this may prevent my video from being published. I don't know. I'll have to see, but I'll redo it if necessary. So if you're watching this, that means I snuck it through. But my point is not political here. My point is about the science and about Dr. Fauci and his credibility. If you notice, he's talking about you heard some key things, peer reviewed, right? You heard from the senator who saw this as a legitimate study, peer reviewed and everything, and we might think that as well. But Dr. Fauci takes it up a notch and says he knows that study, and it was not a placebo-controlled. It was a post thing, a cohort, whatever it was. So he couldn't go by those results. But notice he also said, I have an open mind. This is what scientists do. I have an open mind. If I do see a peer-controlled placebo study that shows benefits, I'll move ahead on that. So you can see clearly here some of the themes and concepts we're talking about in this course to be better consumers of knowledge and doing research. So once again, we're doing our little research study here to give you an example of going through something. And we're talking about peer-reviewed sources, and we're talking about this. Obviously, again, when you get up to the nosebleed section of postdoc research and big-time research, it's a different story when it comes to, how precise it needs to be, and yet how humble researchers have to be open-minded to keep moving. So it's kind of like, we're out on the playground playing a little basketball, and then you've got the NBA. Okay, so, you got to kind of take your steps. So I wanted to bring that up as an example because I wanted to show it because I don't think I could tweet it. I don't think I could go to the site, but I'm going to try just in case. I'm going to try to have that ready in case I can get that. It looks like it does have nowthisnews.com. So if this video doesn't work, I'm going to redo the whole thing and be kind of cranky. Okay, so let's go with Easter egg number 1. Research is never perfect, but that's it. Research is never perfect, but see what we're saying here? I'm saying that research is what moves the needle in knowledge. Okay, it's not perfect, but it keeps moving the needle from a flat earth to we're the center of the universe to what we have now, which may change centuries from now even. Okay. All right. Attention on the grade book. I think this is the way you see it. I changed it to points instead of percentages. This should give you a better idea of where you sit now that we're coming into the home stretch. Remember, 700 is a C, 800 is a B, 900 and above is an A. So you can gauge yourself, look at your points, figure out how much is to go, figure out how much you think you're going to get out of that, and then add that up and see where you're at and make sure that you're hitting your targets, right? And your goals. So that's an important point I wanted to bring up. Regarding the discussion board of thinking outside the box, one thing that I admit blew my mind was people were still not capitalizing disciplines. This is the last chance I have. I don't know what else to do anymore. So I guess that's just what's going to happen. Sometimes you got to go to the school of hard knocks to learn to capitalize disciplines. most of you did. There's still a couple of cases of it. Please remember to capitalize the disciplines. All right. Um, okay, so I haven't done your surveys yet that are posted. I think there's 18 posted right now. Yeah, there's 18 posted, and I'll start doing them. I didn't want to, kind of corrupt my video in any way. I just want to let you guys do what you're doing now. Um, are you getting responses? Okay, are you getting responses where you can go back to SurveyMonkey to check the data? Can you see the data? Because it's important, because every now and then there's a glitch. Every now and then some people do something different, reinvent the wheel, add a logo, do something that you think is completely innocuous, and yet it totally stops you from getting your data. That's how they get you at SurveyMonkey. Remember, nobody pays. If you do it the way I told you to do it, nobody pays. You can see 40 responses. After that, you can still see more, but remember I told you, you got to kind of make your own spreadsheet of your data and then delete and make a new and every time you delete one, you'll see a new one if you want to do that. Okay. But don't wait till the last minute to check on this. Okay. Make sure that you're getting responses and that you're seeing results. Okay. Very important. If you're not, don't panic. Go through troubleshooting. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I've been doing this for a couple of years now with SurveyMonkey. I would say 98% or more, at least, are very successful in terms of everything working smoothly. The 1 or 2% that aren't are things that students have just done and tweaked a little bit, because it never fails that I'll get an email saying that it doesn't work or something, and before I even look at it, I'll get another one saying, oops, I fixed it. So get in there. You guys are smart with tech. What generation are you? I have no idea. But you're a good generation for tech stuff. If you have problems, let me know. But this is on you. You can do this, okay? So Easter egg number 2. I checked my survey, or as we did before, I will check my survey. And you don't have to put results on the end of that, but that's kind of what I'm getting at here. I checked my survey results, or I will check my survey results, right? Okay. There's a discussion board. You got course ends on the 11th, right? So this is the second where I'm at today. I'll post it, of course, which means there's 9 days left in the course. It's more than a week, yes. There's less work to do, yes. There's a lot of work to do, yes. Okay, but you've got till a week from Tuesday, all right? So there's a discussion board, a reflection, which I put up there. Yes, it should be in your evaluation. The evaluation should be completed. Remember we talked about that. You're going to do your evaluation, right? I'm afraid to look and see if anybody's done it yet, but let's take a look, huh? Let's take a look. Course evaluation, see if anybody's done it yet. Service unavailable. I guess nobody's done it yet. All right, I'm gonna, what the heck is that wrong with that? But the reflection discussion board is just where I'd like you to, this is, you had 301, you had 302. I'd kind of like, this is my way of kind of forcing you to give me feedback. Because you don't have to do the course evaluation. I would say the course evaluation is more important than your discussion board, honestly, because it helps us out and it determines whether I get to keep my job. And by the way, I got another year they gave me. I'm only year to year, so cool. I'm just checking these evaluations. Look like they might all be down. Wow. Course evaluations, here it is. Service unavailable, something's wrong with the site. Survey closes like next Tuesday, the survey does for that. But please be advised that I'm going to send you reminders again. If you want to send me, hey, I did mine, that'd be nice because I'd like to see that. But again, I'm not checking people. I care, but I can't force you to do anything. I can't bribe you. Okay. All right. So the reflection is self-explanatory. I want you to kind of consider and summarize your experience here, and if anything helped, 301, 302, because what it means to me then is I look at these and say, oh, look at this helped quite a bit. I'm gonna push this even more now because I found out. Conversely, oh, this part really sucked. Maybe I'll just replace that or explain it better why it's important, For example, a disciplinary pyramid, it's important, all right? IDS equals integration, all these things are important, right? Okay, so for step 5 in the final paper, by the way, as we went through 5 steps, step 5 is step 5, it's final paper though, it's the whole thing. What does it look like? Sample paper. I just looked at it. Chef's kiss. It's a beautiful paper. Gave it 100 or 100%. This is worth 120 for you guys. Take a look at that sample. I shouldn't see anything too off of that, including the cover page. Perfect. Table of contents. Perfect. The sections. Perfect. The highlighting, the bolding, I mean, is perfect. The data analysis, the step 5, perfect. The imagery of the data, perfect. The works cited list and the appendix, perfect. So you wondered how you're going to put together a 20-page paper. That's how you did it. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cover page, table of contents, works cited, appendix. It's not that tough once you get through it, right? So I hope you're becoming very satisfied with your work, and you'll look at that final paper and read the way she described it. Read what she did. I mean, it's fine. We try to build off each other. You know, again, if you go off to your own and say, I'm going to do my own type of research final step, you know, it's not going to work that well. All right. Remember, it's due Tuesday, the 11th. By then, okay? I would recommend you upload it during the day. If you run into problems, you try to upload it at 11:30 at night, find out it didn't upload. If you just hit upload and say, I'm done with this class, and you walk away and you find out it never uploaded, guess what? Goose egg. You don't get the next day say, oh, crap, it didn't upload. I'm going to email it to Professor Fair. I don't want it. It's shut off. The course is done. I can't take it. It's over. All right? That means 12:01. That means 12 o'clock it's late. It's got to be 11:59 or before. Don't play games. Get it done and get it in. And I have this, I go on this diatribe at the end of every class. At the end of every class. I had a guy in my face-to-face class. He had 15 weeks to stay on top of everything, running straight A all the way. Last paper, forgot to turn it in. Woke up in the morning, tried to get in at 6 in the morning, emailed it me. Couldn't do it. You got to be in the class. But, you know, it's not fair because if I let him do it, I let you do it, and the course never ends. I got to do it. We got to end it, right? So, Easter egg number 3, course ends 8:11. Course ends 8:11, not 8:12, okay? Midnight is 8:12. So, course ends 8:11. All right? That's simple. You guys, I'm going to see if this uploads. If it does, peace. That's good. Forks up. Talk to you soon. Have a great week. Let me know if you got any issues.